doing things that they told me I should never do. I've been doing things that they told me I could never do now. Never do, I could never do. I've been looking back and I'm the only one who ever knew. My dreams began to turn out.
Bit of a physique update for you all. As you guys know, right now I'm in a lean bulking phase, which I know isn't normal for a lot of women, which I think it should be. I think that some women actually are strategic about this, where they focus on actively gaining weight, especially if you're a natural athlete. It's super important, especially as you advance as well with your training program and you advance as an athlete. It becomes increasingly more difficult to put on muscle, to put on that lean muscle tissue. And I actually want to win my pro card the next time I step on stage. I actually want to look extremely different from the last time I step on stage. I've been doing some throwback photos just as Instagram memories kind of pop up, and I've even had some people message me. The last time I competed was in 2017, where they're like, holy shit, you don't even look like that anymore. And even myself, I don't recognize myself. I didn't realize how small I really was when I stepped up on stage. Like, here's a photo right here. I want to look dramatically different the next time I step on stage. I need to be a lot bigger, which isn't normally a goal when you're competing in bikini, but I'm just a naturally small person. I'm naturally tiny, and I'm okay with that. But in order for me to achieve my goals, I have to go to these measures in order to achieve them. So because of that, right now I'm sitting at about 134 pounds. Doesn't sound like a lot to a lot of people, but naturally my body likes to sit at around 120. Before, it would naturally want to sit around 105, 110. So I have increased my body fat set point quite significantly, which is really exciting. But with that goal in mind, I'm not stepping on stage until 2022, which is a pretty typical time frame for a lot of natural athletes. Every 5 years is actually pretty common. So I'm planning on getting up to hopefully 140 pounds by the end of this year, if not early 2021. So we'll see how it goes. Let the games begin. Anyways, I'm gonna go get some check-ins done, and then I'll chat with you guys soon. So just taking a break from check-ins right now. I'm gonna go quickly get a workout in and then finish these up a little bit later. But I just wanted to say that it's really challenging for a lot of people right now to be in a fat loss phase, and some of my clients are continuing on with this original goal in mind, and some of them, since being at home and being in self-isolation, they've decided to take a step back, and what we're doing right now is just maintaining their current progress that has been achieved thus far. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's really important for everybody right now to just understand what they really need and what they're capable of adhering to. If you need a little bit of a break from your previous goals because of everything that's going on right now, there's nothing wrong with that. Fat loss doesn't always need to be the goal. Full speed ahead 24/7. It's totally okay to take a break, but when you go to take a break, it's very important to still be strategic with your macronutrients. Same thing with what I'm doing right now. I'm not dieting, but it's not a free-for-all. That's where people get into trouble and gain all of that weight back. And that's when, people start to feel guilty. So make sure, if you know that you need a break right now, that you're still being strategic with everything. You're still practicing good habits to make sure you're getting enough protein. You're still exercising, getting enough water, but pull yourself out of that caloric deficit and give yourself that break that you need. But like I said, not everybody needs that right now. So it's just important to understand what you need right now. That's more important than what everybody else is doing at this point. Having said that, before I go and get into my workout, I wanted to tell you guys, because I haven't told YouTube yet, which is weird, that I've actually launched an online subscription. So a lot of people aren't really in a place right now where they can afford one-on-one coaching. I'm very blessed for my clients who are able to stay on with me, but not everybody was able to, and that's completely normal. That's completely expected with everything that's going on right now. So for certain people, I wanted to build a subscription that allowed them to still have some structure, still have some accountability, but that is way more affordable. So I'm gonna roll the video right here just so you guys can take a look at it, and if it's something that you're interested in, I highly encourage you to check it out. Sign up for the next subscription, and it might be a good option for you for the foreseeable future. So here's the video in 3, 2, 1. Hey everyone, and welcome to Lifting with the Natty Hour. My name is Krysten Jansen. I am one of the head coaches here at the Natty Hour. This is a new subscription that we are offering for the first time. Times are very difficult right now, and I know a lot of people are finding it very challenging to stay motivated with their fitness goals. I wanted to provide you guys with just some structure to allow you to stay motivated. Even though things are very challenging right now, and none of us are able to work out at the gyms right now, it's really important for us to try to stay focused. Just because we aren't able to actually work out at the gyms right now doesn't mean that our fitness goals have to go completely out the window. That's what this subscription has been designed to do, to help give you that focus, develop that drive, and light that fire again to get you moving and progressing towards your fitness goals. With this subscription, you will receive demonstration videos so you know exactly what to do with every single exercise that has been prescribed for you. There's minimal equipment required, and if there are any exercises that you are unable to do, we do have a private Facebook group where you can actually have all of your questions answered, and exercise swaps will be provided to you as necessary. All of the demonstration videos have been filmed and designed to allow you to know exactly what you need to do so you don't feel uncomfortable with any of the exercises that have been prescribed for you. With this subscription, it is only $5 a month, and you are able to opt out and cancel at any time. For right now, the subscription will be only for at-home workout programs. In the event that our gyms start to open back up, we will have a second stream where there will be monthly gym programs as well, but we will continue doing the home workout programs for the foreseeable future. So make sure you guys hit the subscribe button down below. It's only $5 a month. You will be provided with a new training program at the end of every single month, where it will be a 4-day workout split with a 5th day that is optional depending on your schedule. So that way you have the flexibility. So make sure you guys act quick, hit the subscribe button down below. The first workout program will be sent out at the end of the month for you to start at the beginning of the next month. And if you have any questions or you need anything clarified before you hit that button, make sure you send me an email, thenattyhour@gmail.com. Thank you all so much. I hope you all hit that subscribe button, and I'm really excited to start lifting with you all. And we're back. So if you guys have any questions with that whatsoever, comment them down below. I'd be happy to clarify anything for you. Or, you know what, if you don't want your questions answered down below, you can send me an email, thenattyhour@gmail.com. All right, it is time to go get a workout in.
To where I've been lately. Yeah, her love can make a person hazy. Praying she won't break me down, 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 down. me down to where I've been lately. Yeah, her love can make a person hazy. Praying she won't break me down. Yeah. What are you doing to me now? You found a way to me somehow. Now you're all I ever dream about. Since I saw you, there's no easy way out. Hear me calling out to you. It's all that I can do. Baby, I am falling. Can't you hear me calling out to you? There's all that I can do. Tell me that you want me. Tell me that you need me. Baby, I am falling. Baby, hear me calling. Baby, I am falling. Tell me that you want me. Tell me that you need me. Hear me calling out to you.
I think for just to end the video today, something that I just wanted to briefly talk about were just some strategies that I think might help some people when it comes to coping with the situation right now. Like, as I said before, I think that we're all kind of grieving over a world that once was, and we're all going to get to that acceptance stage at a different point. But while we go through this grieving process, while we are coping with it, I think it's really important to remember that coping and distractions are two very different things, and we have to be strategic with what we want to accomplish if we want to get to that acceptance level. I think a lot of people right now are just trying to suppress their emotions and everything that they're going through by distracting themselves, and that's why so many people are easily being able to watch hundreds of hours of Netflix right now. And I'm not bashing on Netflix and saying that you can't watch any Netflix at all. I'm not saying that at all. I mean, I'm watching Netflix right now, but I think we need to have some level of structure and discipline when it comes to the amount that we are allotting ourselves. So I just wanted to talk today very quickly about some strategies that I have found to be helpful for me. I've suggested them to my clients and they have found it to be helpful for them. So hopefully some of these strategies are things that you can maybe try to implement for yourself, especially if you find that, each day is just kind of rolling into the next day and it feels like you're living the same day, day after day, and you're not moving that needle forward. Because even though right now it may seem like you don't want to do a whole lot, as human beings, we thrive on making progress. And that could be something as simple as just going to get dressed. So many people are probably just rolling out of bed in their pajamas, and, that's not moving the needle forward. Making that progress where you simply wash your face, wash your hair. I saw this meme on Instagram today where someone was like, even though people aren't seeing you, you still need to wash your hair. So it's the same thing. It's something as simple as that could be moving the needle forward in your life. Progress is what we thrive on. It's what we feel best at when we are making progress, regardless of what it is, big or small. So I think the first thing that a lot of people need to maybe consider doing is setting an intention for themselves each day. This is something that I've been doing the second I wake up every morning. Don't roll over and grab your phone and start scrolling right away. The second you start doing that, you put yourself into a reactive state, and I think we need to be more proactive, and that's what's going to allow us to have more control with what we are doing in the day and get things done that we want to accomplish, not what's easy to accomplish. So don't grab your phone first thing in the morning. Lie in bed for 10 minutes and just set an intention for yourself today. What do you want this day to be about? Some words that I use for myself are things like joy, love, passion, having fun. All of those things are words that allow me to put a theme on what I want the day to be about, and then I can kind of go back and set my goals around what that theme is. So for an example, say my intention for today was to simply have some fun. Then I need to make sure that I'm checking in with myself to make sure that I'm acting incongruent with what I am trying to accomplish that day. So if I go throughout the day and I notice I'm in a bad mood or I'm being short with people around me, that's my cue to be like, hey, you're not acting within your initial intentions, and that's my opportunity to, seize the moment and change the trajectory of the day. And that allows me to make sure that the rest of the day doesn't have to be crummy if I find that I am being short with people, because my original intent was to have fun. on that day. Another thing as well too is you can have an intention where you just want to relax for the day and maybe curl up and read a book. Check in with yourself, and you find that you're scrolling social media every 30 minutes, checking the news every 30 minutes. You're not acting within what you originally intended for yourself. That's not relaxing. That's not achieving your goals that you originally wanted to do. So set that intention for yourself, then check in with yourself to make sure you're holding yourself accountable to what your original intent was. The next thing I recommend is still setting a schedule for yourself. There's a lot of funny things on the internet right now where people are referring back to the Grinch, when he has his schedule, he's like, I can't cancel my dinner with myself again. And it's silly, but if you think about it, it is actually extremely important that we're still setting that schedule for ourselves where, we are still setting a time that we want to make sure we get up every morning, setting a time that we want to go to bed, making sure we schedule in when we are going to eat, scheduling in when we're going to have our downtime, scheduling in when we're going to work and get shit done, and scheduling in when we are going to exercise. Some people might hear that and think, oh, that's really obsessive, but it's no different than if we were all driving to work every single day. We have to set a schedule for ourselves because our day is typically jam-packed within that 8-hour window. We have to make sure that we still have time to eat, spend time with our family, cook for our family, and make sure that we're still having downtime for ourselves. It's no different just because we're at home now and we don't have to go anywhere. It doesn't mean that we shouldn't still have a system in place. So set a schedule for yourself. It does allow you to hold yourself accountable. So even schedule in your Netflix episodes. It's like, okay, from after dinner, from 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock, that's my Netflix time. That's it. If you need to have it during the day, schedule it during the day, whatever you need to. But you don't want to have the attitude where you're watching Netflix 8 hours a day because you have nothing to do. Still schedule time for yourself regardless if you're working or if you're not working from home right now. It really does allow you to have that structure that we all thrive on. The next thing that I highly recommend, and it's the most overrated piece of advice that is recommended, but yet it's the most underrated strategies that people actually implement, and that is journaling. So I want to read you something that I found on the internet the other day. So many people have already watched 100 hours of shows but didn't spend a single hour journaling about who they want to become, what they want life to feel like and be about, what they really need and love and appreciate, what they're struggling with, how they would like to contribute, what they are proud of and working on, what emotions are happening and why those emotions are happening, what their strengths are, their purposes are, and what they could learn or how they can create more happiness for others. Those are all examples of things that you can start journaling on. Journaling is the best way to help you develop some self-awareness, which a lot of people are lacking a lot lately, especially considering all we do is rely on social media with things, like I said previously, when we grab our phones in the morning and we put ourselves into that reactive state, we're taking away our ability to be self-aware and understand our emotions and checking in with ourselves. A lot of people feel a lot of depression and anxiety, and that's partly because we aren't doing a good job with checking in with ourselves and trying to redirect our energy. And I have really found for myself that when I have moments of anxiety and I don't know why, everyone's had that, right? Where all of a sudden anxiety just overwhelms you and you're like, holy shit, where did this come from? But we don't ask questions past that because we don't have the capability of trying to understand why this is happening right now. And I have found that journaling has allowed you to develop that skill. It's allowed me to develop that skill where I can check in with myself and redirect that anxiety so that way it's not there all day long. I can catch it, acknowledge it, and redirect it. And it's the most peaceful thing ever. It's not as easy as that. Of course, sometimes you can't always figure it out right away, and sometimes you never figure it out. It's just kind of there and you kind of got to learn to hang out with it. But journaling allows you to redirect that energy and become much more self-aware with your emotions, because what we are thinking is how we feel, but we aren't always aware of what we are thinking. Therefore, if we're thinking negative thoughts throughout the day, but we're not even paying attention to it because we don't have that skill of being self-aware, we are going to start to let that build up and feel bad and feel like shit, to the point where we're like, holy shit, all this anxiety, this depression, this stress right now, where did it come from? Not realizing that it's been accumulating throughout the day, throughout multiple days. Journal, my friends. It makes a huge difference. And then one more final thing before we sign out the video is set some new short-term goals for yourself. I think I might have talked about this before, so I apologize if I'm repeating myself, but I really think it's important for us to set some short-term goals right now. A lot of us are having everything turned completely upside down. Weddings are being canceled, marathons are being canceled, bodybuilding shows, trips and everything is being canceled right now. So that's completely throwing all of our plans out the window, which is frustrating, and I totally get it. But versus fixating on that and letting it eat at you and letting it eat you alive, try to set some new short-term goals for yourself. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to completely take, the pain and the sadness out of all of your events having to be canceled, but it does allow you to positively focus on something new, something else, so you can start to focus on generating that motivation again. So, for example, like for myself, like I had some pretty big goals in the gym, and not having access to a gym, I've had to change things. So now my biggest goals moving forward is just maintaining my progress, helping more people around me, and I've been doing actually a lot more cardio I wasn't even doing before all of this happened. So my goals have shifted, and I'm okay with that. Does it suck? Yeah, you know what? I would rather focus on my original goals, but hey, this gives me something new to focus on and keep a positive outlook moving forward. So set some new short-term goals for yourself. If you constantly are working on these things that I just mentioned to you guys, it will allow you to start to feel better. It will allow you to get to that acceptance stage. And don't just try it once and completely write it off. This is us working on our mindset, all of these strategies that I just gave you. And our mindset is no different than us trying to grow our biceps, trying to build muscle. We have to constantly be doing it and giving that body part the amount of stimulus that it needs in order to grow. You can't just train your biceps once and think that you're going to be jacked. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with our mindset. We have to be working it out constantly. So put in those reps and constantly be doing these things that I recommended for you guys, okay? That's it for this week's vlog. I hope you guys found it helpful. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.